Today we are going to see block number 3, unit number 11. The topic is transfer. Introduction. Transfer means a change in job assignment. A transfer is a horizontal or lateral movement of an employee from one job, section, department, shift, plant, or position to another at the same or another place where his salary, status, and responsibility are the same. It generally does not involve a promotion, demotion, or a change in job status other than movement from one job or place to another. Transfer causes a shift of individual from one job to another without there being any marked change in his responsibility, skills, and other benefits. Transfers are an important source for internal recruiting. Often, the most suitable candidate for an existing opening may be someone already working in one or the other department of the working organization. Transfer of such an employee to fill the job is preferred by managers of the organization. Transfer means shifting of an employee from one job to another, one unit to another, or one shift to another, and may involve a new geographical location. Transfers may be initiated by the organization or by the employees with the approval of the organization. Transfer is a process placing employees in positions where they are likely to be more effective or where they are likely to get more job satisfaction. This transfer is a process of employees' adjustment with the work, time, and place. In transfers, there is change in responsibility, designation, and pay, etc. Definition. According to Edwin B. Filippo, defines transfer as a change in job where the new job is substantially equal to the old in terms of pay, status, and responsibilities. The need for the transfer. So, we are going to see what are the necessities for a transfer. Number one, the employee has progressed as far as he or she can in his her present job and is capable of handling a different job. Reduction in the volume of work in a department along with some other departments need for additional hand. The employee has a little interest in his present job and seeks a change. He or she may or may not have had an interest in his her job in the past. With the passage of time, an employee's interest frequently changes. Some workers lack the experience that would prepare them for better positions. Transfer to various other jobs of the company might provide that experience. Next, objectives. To meet or fulfill organizational needs, to fulfill the organizational needs arising out of change in technology, volume of production, production schedule, quality of product, etc., an employee may have to be transferred. Second point, to satisfy employees' needs. Sometimes employees themselves demand transfer due to their personal problems like ill health, family problem, native attractiveness, or non cooperation from boss or fellow workers. To satisfy their needs, employees may have to be transferred. Number 3, to adjust with the workforce. Employees for excess or surplus in one department may have to be transferred to other department or section where there is a shortage of workforce. Number 5, to reduce monotony and to make the employees versatile, the employees have stayed on a job continuously for a longer duration. To reduce their monotony and to widen their knowledge and skill, employees are transferred. For effective use of employees, if the management feels that the service of the able employee is to be used in different branches of the same organization, then such employees will have to be transferred. Number 7, to punish or to default the employees. If employees are found engaged in undesirable activities like fraud, bribery, duping, etc., such employees are transferred to remote places as a disciplinary action. Number 8, to give the relief to the employees. Employees who are overburdened and doing complicated or risky work for long period or reveal from such work by transferring such employees to a place of their choice. To improve employees' background by placing them in different jobs of various departments and units. Factors for transfer. The following are the factors which is responsible for the transfer. Number 1, the demand of manpower in a department may increase or decrease, resulting in surpluses or shortage of personnel. If a machine breaks down, its employees will have to be transferred to some other machines in the same department or maybe in some other department. Number 2, a transfer may be at the request of an employee. It may be on the health grounds, family circumstances, lack of interest in the job, etc. A faulty section procedure may be responsible for such transfers. Employees may be transferred for imparting training to them. Number 4, in certain departments, transfers are made as a policy matter after an employee stays on the job for certain number of years in one area. Last, the transfers may also be made for increasing efficiency of the employee. Purpose of transfer: for meeting employees' requests. Transfers are made in the organizations for meeting the request made by the employees in order to satisfy their desire to work under a different superior, different department or region where prospects of growth are high or the place is near to their hometown. Proper utilization of employees. Sometimes management feels that the capacities of the employees can be better utilized at some other place, or he or she is not performing satisfactory or adequately at the present place, and he or she can perform better at the other place. Making employees more versatile. Transfers are made by the management for expanding the capabilities of the employees. They can be prepared for more important assignments for future through job rotation. Transfer of the employees to different jobs widens their knowledge and skills. To accommodate family related issues. Especially among women employees, family related issues are the main reasons for transfer. On most occasions, after marriage, women like to join a job in the city of their husband. This fact necessitates the transfer or resignations. To maintain a tenure system. In government or administrative services, transfer is necessary to provide a wide variety of experiences to the employee. In such job, an employee holds the job for fixed tenure, and after completing it, he or she is transferred to another job. It also reduces the involvement of the employees in politicizing informal groups. To penalize the employees. Employees indulging in undesirable activities may be transferred to remote places. It is a form of disciplinary action which is mainly followed in the government offices. Employees who create problems at the workplace are transferred to other places. To reduce conflicts and incompatibility. Employees are transferred for reducing conflicts and incompatibilities between employees. Sometimes an employee that finds it difficult to adjust with the colleagues in a particular section or department could be shifted to another place. It will reduce the conflicts in the organization. To provide relief to the employees. Transfers are made in the organization for relieving employees who are overburdened or doing risky work for a longer period. This breaks the monopoly of the employee. The employee can also make a request for transfer if the climate of a place is not suitable for him. To adjust the workforce. Workers or employees are transferred from the place where there is less work to the place of more work. This is a way of adjustment of employees in the organization so that they cannot be discharged from their duty if the work at their workplace is less. Next, we are going to see the different types of transfer. First is production transfers. The employment in the company and avoidance of layoff, an employee may be transferred from one department to another department. Such transfer is called as production transfer. Replacement transfer. An employee with a long service may be transferred in some other department to replace a person with a shorter service is called a replacement transfers. Versatility transfer. The versatility transfers are made for the purpose of preparing the employees for production and replacement transfer. An employee is trained on different job so as to adjust him on a different job when there is no work at his seat or job. Shift transfers. In case of manufacturing concerns, there are normally three shifts. Usually, these shifts are rotating. In case shift assignments are not rotating, an employee may be transferred from one shift to another shift. Remedial transfers. In case of an employee does not feel comfortable on his job, he may be transferred to some other job. His his or her initial placement might be faulty. His health might have gone down. He or she may not be getting along with his superior or workers, that he might have developed personal friction with his boss or fellow employees. This is called remedial transfers. Miscellaneous transfers. Transfers may also be classified as temporary or permanent transfers. If a transfer is from one department to another, it is called departmental transfer. If a transfer is made within the department, such a transfer is called a sectional transfer. An employee may be transferred from one plant to another, and such transfer is called as inter-plant transfer. Next, we will see what are the scope of transfer. Employee initiated transfer. These transfers are also known as personal transfer. These transfers are primarily in the interest of the employee and according to his convenience and desire. These transfers can be of two types, that is temporary and permanent. Employee initiated transfer must have the following reason. Due to the first reason is due to their ill conditions or their health conditions. Next, to the family problems. For example, taking care of old parents. Next, due to drug problems like pursuing higher education. Number 4, with a view to correct his wrong placements, to avoid conflicts with the superiors. Next, with a view of searching challenge and creative job. The last one is search for higher level job opportunities for financial gains, etc. Company initiated transfer. Transfer are also at the initiative of the company. These transfers are also can be temporary and permanent. Mostly have below reason are for the company initiated transfer. The first is due to temporary absenteeism of employees. Number 2, the fluctuations in the quality of production in the manufacturing section. Due to third one, short vacations. And fourth one, to improve the versatility of the employees. Number 4, to increase employees' job satisfaction. Next, to bribe or corruption minimization. Number last one is to change in the quality of production, lines of activity, technology, organization structure as discussed earlier. Public initiated transfer. Some employees may be transferred frequently because of political victimization, and company initiated transfers of some employees may be stopped due to political favoritism. This type of transfer mostly seen in government departments and public sector units. Public also initiate the transfers generally through the politicians' government for the following reasons. Number 1, if an employee's behavior in the society is against the social norms, or if or she indulges in any social evils. Number 2, if the functioning of an employee is against the public interest. Problems of transfers. Despite these benefits, some problems are associated with transfers. They are adjustment problems to the employee to the new job, place, environment, superiors, and colleagues. Transfers from one place to another cause much inconvenience and cost to the employee and his family members relating to housing, education of children, etc. Transfer from one place to another result in loss of many days. Company initiated transfers result in a reduction in employee contribution. Last one, discriminationary transfers affect employee morale, job satisfaction, commitment, and contribution. Advantages of transfer. Number one, it increases motivation. It increases motivation and productivity through avoidance of monotony, relations improvement. It improves superior and employee relationship. It also enhances a smooth relationship between the employer and the employee. Ensures future promotions. It develops the employee for future promotions for giving him proper training. Increases productivity. It increases the productivity and effectiveness of the organization overall. It improves the skill of the existing employees. Provides job satisfaction. It provides greater job satisfaction to the existing employees. Stabilization. It helps to stabilize fluctuating work requirements. Remedial. It remediates faulty placements. Disadvantages of transfer. Number one, adjustment problems. Adjustment problems to the employee to the new job, place, environment, superior, and colleagues. Number two, inconvenient. Transfer from one place to another was caused much of inconvenience and cost to the employee and his family members relating to housing, education to children, etc. Number three, loss of time. Transfer from one place to another result in loss of many days. Number four, reduces contribution of the employees. Company initiated transfers result in reduction in employee contribution. Number five, an adverse effect. Discriminatory transfer affect employee morale, job satisfaction, commitment, and contribution. Essentials of transfer. The essential of good transfer policy are as under. Number one, written form. It should be in writing and made be known to all the employees of the organization. Number two, clarity. The policy should clearly state the types of transfer and the circumstances under which the transfers will be made. Number three, rate of pay. The policy should also specify the rate of pay which is to be given to the transferee. Intimation. The policy ensures that the fact of transfer would be intimated to the person concerned well in advance. Number five, retention of seniority. It should be mentioned whether an employee will retain the seniority at his credit permanently or for a temporary period or lose it altogether. Not frequent. The policy ensures that transfer should be not be made frequently and not for the sake of transfer only. Number 7, basis. The policy should also mention under what basis or what grounds the transfers are made. Number 8, indication of the authority. The policy should indicate the authority in some officer who will be responsible for initiating and implementing transfers. Number 9, area. This policy should specify the units or areas cover which transfer would take place. That is, whether transfers can be made only within a subunit or also between departments, divisions, and plants. Number 10, requirement of training. It should be prescribed in the policy whether the training or retraining is required on the new job. Transfer policy and procedure. So these are the transfer eligibility criteria of an employee. Employed in current position for at least 9 months. Next, written confirmation of acceptable performance record or evaluation signed by the applicant supervisor and completed no more than 18 months prior to date of transfer application. Maintain an acceptable level of performance including but not limited to absence of corrective action in the last 9 months and resolution of previous correction action. Successfully pass any special screening processes required for the position of interest including but not limited to background investigations, reference checks, drug screens and skills assessments. Transfer policy. Transfer policy must be in writing and made be known to all the employees of the organization. Number 2, the policy must very clearly specify the types and the circumstances under which the company initiated the transfers will be made. Number 3, basis of the transfer should be clearly mentioned in the policy where it will be based seniority or on the skill or on the competency of any other factors. Number 4, it should indicate the executives who will be responsible for initiating and approving the transfer. Number 5, The policy should specify the region or unit of the organization within which transfers will be administered. Number 6. The effect of the transfer on the pay and seniority of the transferred employee may be clearly evaluated. Number 7. It should be prescribed in the policy whether the training or retraining is required on the new job. Number 8. Transfer should be clearly defined as temporary or permanent. Number 9. The interests of the organization are not to be forgotten in framing a policy of transfer. Next, reasons for the mutual transfer of employees or reasons to be considered for the personal transfers should be specified. The fact of the transfer should be intimated to the person concerned well in advance. Transfer should not be made frequent and not for the sake of transfer only. Thank you.